We are live. Okay, we are live. What's up, everyone? This is Andrew Berman from National Mortgage Professional Magazine. Thank you so much for joining us again. So we've been doing these mortgage leadership series, mortgage leadership outlook series, where we've been getting some of the biggest leaders in the mortgage industry, people that are inspiring others in the mortgage industry to kind of just share what they're seeing out there. And most importantly, just to inspire other leaders out there to get out of their shell and talk and share what's going on. So with me today, I got my good buddy Alex from Sales Boomerang, the chief ROI booster,
yes,
co-founder of Sales Boomerang. Alex, thank you so much for joining us.
my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me, Andrew. Always love these conversations.
So listen, and first off, I'm going to talk about actually how Alex has personally impacted. I didn't even talk to him about this, but he said, yeah, totally. I mean, listen, I don't want to, we went over a couple of things that we're going to talk about, and I want to make sure we talk about Sales Boomerang because it's just it actually happens to be a really good time to talk about it. But I wanted to just kind of blindside you with this.
All right.
You have helped me. You have helped actually AmBiz. AmBiz is the parent company of National Mortgage Professional Magazine, Originator Connect, a bunch of other banking publications, Mortgage News Network. So from our call that we had actually early, because you've gone, we were early to kind of go completely remote, and in an organization that kind of thrives on in-person interactions, it was phenomenal to see how you went remote and how you had some great success with going remote. From actually some of the things that you did, we started doing daily calls, daily coffee calls, where we just basically just say, listen, at 2 o'clock, join us. If you can't make it, it's okay. If you got dogs barking in the background, it's okay. If you got screaming kids, just join us. Get actually on the camera. I'll be here every day at 2 o'clock, and we just we talk about what we're seeing, any kind of obstacles we're having, and what we had for lunch, or how our kids are going crazy. So Alex, let's start off with talking about some of the cool things that you've done. And something, before we even go there, before we even get into that,
Wow,
what is Sales Boomerang?
Oh my goodness.
We should talk about that. I got some flack from people that said, hey, I didn't know actually who your last speaker was. So go into that, and then we're going to talk about actually the awesome things that Sales Boomerang is doing for their employees that are working remote.
Awesome. Thank you. So Sales Boomerang is a borrower intelligence company. In short, what we basically do is we tell lenders when someone in their database is ready for a loan, right? That's it. Nice and simple, direct. We're trying to close the gap and align the interest between lenders and borrowers, right? And so anytime you have someone in your database that maybe now qualified for a better loan, time to remove their mortgage insurance, is shopping for a mortgage, has lots of cash available, which we'll be talking about in just a minute. Anytime any of these things exist and there is a benefit for the borrower, we let the lender know that there is an event that is beneficial for the borrower and you guys should get together. So we're trying to eliminate spam and useless conversations and this like salesy, you're just trying to put me in a box and sell me the newest product that you have. No. Put that to the side. I'm calling you because there's something you can benefit from. And I'm just telling you that I could guide you through the process, right? So that's what Sales Boomerang does. And a lot of cool ways that we accomplish that. We'll make it into it as we talk. But for those that don't know, we're a borrower intelligence company with a mission of no borrower left behind.
Awesome. That's all he wears. Like he literally, you go into his closet, it's basically a closet of his black shirts and dope blazers. Like that's all his entire wardrobe.
This is what Mark Zuckerberg, this is what Steve Jobs, they said, we don't want to use our mental capacity on those decisions. So I literally, this is true. I reach in blindly, take out one of these, I reach in, grab a pair of jeans, and off and run. No thinking.
Awesome. I agree. I love it. And listen, that so maybe that saves a minute, but a minute, over 365 days a year, that's a significant chunk of time. If someone could told me actually that I can get a couple of hours by just wearing the same crap every day,
yes,
I might do it. I got to find something that works for me. You got that works for you. So
you're so versatile.
What's that?
I said you're so versatile.
Yeah, thanks. So, all right, so let's dig into some of the cool things that Sales Boomerang is doing. As you went to a remote working environment. So here
Yeah.
you guys, and from what I understand, it's like it's super important. You got to be there actually face to face. You want to be belly to belly. You want to have an interaction with the rest of the staff. So what exactly made you go from that? Or not what exactly, but like how did you go and
Yeah.
have fun with it?
Well, look, first of all, kudos to technology companies for putting together technologies that work and work consistently, like what we're doing right now. So we went all work from home last week, right? Everyone worked from home. And the productivity is the same, if not higher, right? Because when you're driving, right, and you get stuck in traffic, you lose productivity, right? And when you leave, you may have to leave early, or you have to wait till the traffic passes, then you leave, and you're not working at 100%. So we feel like this is an incredible test, and the team is knocking it out of the park. Andrew, since you've been following us and we've been working together for a long time, we just brought on our 32nd or 33rd employee, and like 3 of them last month. And so they start, and all of a sudden everybody's working from home. So how do you keep that continuity of the culture and the relationship? So number one, every single day we have this fun thing where everybody posts. We use Slack. That's our communication platform. And so everyone posts a picture of themselves on Slack. So we're getting to see, it's like we're coming in. So we don't want to assume that we can all get on a call together, but we can all post a picture of ourselves, right? And so we're getting pictures of kids, dogs, people doing what they're doing there with coffee, fun, drawings of themselves. You know what I mean? Like I have drawings every time I'm gonna call. If we're having a conversation, I'm all kinds of posting things. Oh, this is how I'm feeling right now. So we turn it into fun. So every day everybody posts pictures of themselves. Number one. Number two, we're incorporating something called virtual dining. Okay, we're doing a randomizer, and so I'm gonna randomly see who I'm dining with today. And it's the best part is when it's another department completely that I don't get to spend a lot of time with, and I get to spend an hour dining with them from my house. I make a meal, you make a meal, or we order something, and we're sitting there. And the idea is it's just like we're back in the office together. And so we're literally dining together, and to keep this continuity of being far apart but being closer than ever, right? So that's the kind of things we're doing. It's truly improved for me. I have a lot of what I call windshield calls, right? Going to the office. Windshield calls is I'm driving, right? You call me, windshield time, right? It's windshield time. And so
Right.
I have a lot of calls in the morning when I'm driving in, and a lot of calls in the evenings. I have those same calls now, 20 times more productive. I'm in front of my computer. I'm pulling up exactly what you're talking about. I'm pulling things up that we may have discussed. I'm taking notes. It's just so much more productive.
So do you think actually that this, I mean, obviously it's horrible what we're going through, but as an organization, if you guys would have done this, without actually a global catastrophe going on, do you think actually the organization would have been strong, would be stronger, a stronger place today? I mean, it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback now, but I'm just wondering actually, do you feel actually that, so let's say tomorrow we get a cure and everything's good, we go back to work, it's like it turns out to be like just another shot, like the measles or something like that, and we completely get rid of it. Will you go back to like old way, or are you going to continue doing more of this?
We're going to continue doing more of this, 100%. So we're going to figure out how to do it, but we're going to do more of this for sure. So first of all, would we have started a company completely remote? I'm not sure about that. There's a lot of success stories where that works, okay? A lot. More than people know, right? Would I want that? Personally, as one of the founders, I'm a people person. I like the belly about it. I like laughing. I like nudging and having some things happening in life. But I'm also a big fan of work from home. I think the productivity goes up tremendously. I love the concept of, all right, Andrew, great call. It's 5:30 now. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I'm home. Like I'm boom, magic, right? It's time travel. I'm done. I don't have to sit and I'm here for dinner. I'm no longer running late for dinner, right? I like that. I also like this. I don't know if anyone's noticed this. Anyone that's listening, check this out. If you've experienced this from working from home, every single meeting, everyone shows up on time. Every single meeting, we have yet to have any person come late to a meeting. Wherein in the office, most people come late to meetings because I grab them and pick their brain while they're on the way to a meeting. I'm like, wait a minute, I got to pick your brain about something. And then I'm 5 minutes late to a meeting because of me. Today, that doesn't happen.
So I'm curious if you could, hit in the comments down below. I want to know actually, if you're finding the same thing. If you're finding, so if you can let us know in the comments down below in the Zoom meetings or whatever virtual meetings that you're having, are you finding actually that people are showing up more on time? Because I'm just curious about this. And I guess, listen, we're here, we're I won't say we're stuck, but like we're in the house. So I would love to know actually from the people that are watching this, are you finding the same thing? Are you finding, and it's let's see, there's a good point. It's probably one of the good things, and I'll give actually Allison credit for this. She said opens up to the talent pool too. I mean, the fact that so not related to what we're saying right here, but like 100%. I mean, the fact is, like we could do business with anyone, everyone. And listen, as a technology company, you guys are perfect for this. And yeah, from Paul Lucido, good friend of us both here. Seems to be good engagement. Like, people are just they're engaged. They're watching this. They're here. There's no place to go. There's no excuses why I hate traffic. It's all here. So that's great. So glad to see actually that you're seeing that.
Talent pool is a great point, by the way. We've talked about that. You just asked if we had moved to a more remote model. What Allison was saying is one of the biggest reasons for us to move to a remote model. Now that we've proved that we can do it, yes, I'd love to get talent from Austin, Texas, or San Francisco, or Seattle, or Chicago, or Florida, or New York, right? Like, we love that. Right now, we make everyone move here. But yeah, if we can open it up and have this experience that we have now, I love that concept. I'd love to hire from all over.
Yeah, I think it's a great, there's so much, obviously so much bad things that are coming out of this, but so many positive things, seeing organizations change, just finding new ways to do things. I've had more meaningful conversations because of Zoom and using video conferencing than I ever have using phone. And listen, we both use Zoom, we both use video conferencing, but it's now become where almost I could say 90% of my meetings are face-to-face, virtual, belly-to-belly.
Yeah, virtual. And look, again, we said this earlier, but let's really thank the technology industry for making this possible, right? This whole experience could not be possible not too long ago, but it's possible now. We're able to work from home. Things don't change. Things might even get better. This brings us closer to our families. One of the things I celebrate, my buddy put this in such great perspective, and I'd like to know if anybody else has this experience or has thought about this or had a dialogue, because everybody's talking about everything these days, connecting with humans. My buddy put it in perspective. He doesn't have any kids, and he goes to me, Alex, he goes, look, your kids are probably going to remember this better than you. They're going to remember the time that their mom and dad were home for a month straight. They did all kinds of funny cooking things together. They built forts together. Like, they will remember this stretch of time where you were not apart even for a minute. And I thought, I'm like, oh my goodness, I would totally remember this if this happened to me as a child. And it made me so much more excited to be out there with them.
Yeah, but it's funny, like, my kids look at Sandy, like, yes, my entire town was underwater. Like, 2 houses away from us, underwater. Like, so the town I grew up in, completely destroyed. My kids look at Sandy as like this great time where it was just mom and dad weren't working and just hanging out with us. We just had actually fun, and guess what? We didn't have electric, so we had to just talk and interact with each other and become more connected. So social distancing, as I talked about on a Facebook Live where they did our good buddy Jay Duran last night. Yeah, social distancing has brought us more connected, as crazy as that sounds.
Yes.
So Paul Lucido, further 100% leverage technology. And then another comment from Allison. I like that this forced us to look at new ways to do business, how we communicate, yeah, our team started a chat room, which we could definitely have used before, but not everything feels important enough for an email and just be a little goofier in a chat. Yeah, like
Yes,
totally. I mean, it's
agreed. Agreed.
I'm goofy AF and actually on these video chats a lot more than I am going to be in like on an email. Just
Sure.
well, okay, that's not true. I'm known to throw in a random a GIF or GIF, whatever the proper way to say
Yeah,
it
however,
is.
it's potato potato. It's the new GIF, and GIF is the new potato potato.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So very cool. So listen, I also want to talk. We can't actually have you on here without actually having the conversation about what we should be talking about with our borrowers, because that's one of the things I love about Sales Boomerang is you guys don't only just provide the data. I mean, because listen, there's a lot of places to get the data. The way you guys integrate with actually the existing systems is phenomenal. But one of the things I love about it is you teach the originators what to say. So what do we say now? What do we say now that we see opportunities coming up? I mean, how do the conversations go? Say, hey, listen, I know everyone's dying and next to the world is ending, but I see a refi
But rates are low.
opportunity. Yeah. And listen, we talked about this before, and listen, some lenders are using like doom and gloom marketing tactics, and that's just not the way to do. That's just not the long-term viability of a business. So talk to us about what you're guiding actually your originators that are using Sales Boomerang, or really any originator out there that is seeing refi opportunities.
Sure. Well, and Paul is on and watching, so this is going to resonate well with him and everyone else that's listening and watching. So look, this is a good time to really, and we're going to cover the doom and gloom thing in a second. This is a really good time to step back and understand what's happening, okay? So the world around us is shrinking, okay? It's disappearing. The outside world is disappearing. But what we have is what we have. It's what's here, what's inside. I'm inside my world right now, right? My house is my world. My kids, that's my world. That's my family. That's what I have right now. As a lender, as a loan officer, what you have is your world, your family, your friends, your colleagues, and you have your database, your customer base. That's what you have. What you don't have is the outside world anymore, okay?
Yeah.
Now, there are people out there that are going to use doom and gloom and scare tactics, okay? Those people that don't have your customers are going to call your customers, email your customers, direct mail your customers, advertise on the radio and TV to say to them, it's doom and gloom. Do it now. What are you waiting for? They're going to do it in a slightly more conscious way because nobody's going to respond to a really, really aggressive message like that. But they will. Subconsciously, they're going to be saying, hey, it's now or never. Hey, it's now or never. It is up to you and your world. Remember what your world is today. Your home, where I am right now, okay? Your colleagues and your database. That's your world. So now your job is this. Every insight that Sales Boomerang delivers, it is because calling everyone is not the right move. Calling everyone in your database is not the right move because not everyone needs anything right now. Like if my lender called me today, I don't need anything. I'm good. I don't need anything. I refinanced not too long ago. I'm happy. Everything is fantastic. I'm in a great place. Don't waste your time and don't waste my time calling me, right? But when you get it, yay! Puppy power.
Penelope. Hey, I'm sorry. It's my furry coworker here.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
This is Penelope.
That's your world right now. It's perfect timing. This is your world. So look. Oh, and there's another one. What's her name?
Yeah, that's Bailey.
Bailey. Beautiful. So.
Sorry about that.
No, this is the world we live in. This is it. So right now, when you get a notification, okay, and you know something, either it's from Sales Boomerang or you somehow found out what's going on and know you can help your customer, today's the day you call. And I hate to use this, you and I talked about. It's cliche, but it's got to be used because in this case, it's real. It's the right cliche to use. This is where you plant your seed. Mr. or Mrs. Borrower, I just got a notification that your credit just reached this new level. Now, you might be getting all this good stuff about doing things right now. I want to call and listen to you. How are you feeling? What are your thoughts? Even if you could do the loan today, which you're qualified to, Do you feel safe? Do you feel comfortable doing that? Do you feel comfortable somebody coming to your house to appraise it, or having a in-home, settlement, whatever it is? How do you feel about your job? How do you feel about your financial future as a whole? Now, hey, you don't feel so comfortable about your financial future? This notification did tell me that you have $64,000 in cash in your equity. This may be a good time to get a little bit out, and for emergency reasons. It's up to you, or it may not be. The sky is not falling, okay? Everything will be fine. So what I'm saying is this: in this environment, okay, we're listening more than we're talking, right? And we are connecting, and we are being sensitive to the people that we're dealing with, and we're letting them know we have a plan. We have a plan for you. Do not be afraid. Do not take all of these advertisements as I got to do something now, because it's not about now. It's about when it's right and when it's best for you. Maybe right now is the best time and you feel comfortable. Great, let's do it. But if you don't, and it's not right now, that's okay. Let's schedule. One of the things we were just talking to a client about, literally, hey, call a customer and say, let's schedule for May 1st. You told me right now that you're afraid to do anything. Great, I got your back. Let's schedule a conversation for May 1st. Nothing before then, unless everything changes. Nothing before then. May 1st we'll talk, and then May 1st we'll figure out, do we do something now, or do we push this back further? And this is what you can do with your entire database, because here's what's about to happen. In a few months, this thing will break open, and everybody's going to want to do every loan under the sun. And guess what? You've seen our posts, or maybe you haven't. We talk about protecting your pond, because people want to fish out of your pond. Well, you want to protect your pond. You want to protect your pond by telling your customers that, look, when this happens, we have a plan. You can ignore everything. And at the same, this is my favorite part, you've protected your pond. But if you notice people aren't protecting their pond, you start fishing out of their pond. Fantastic. If they haven't had these good conversations and they've been using scare tactics, great. It gives you a chance to save your database and your loans and get net new ones that you'd have never gotten because people didn't do the steps that you took. A lot was just said. That's my message to the world.
So listen, it's a very, very powerful message. Now, how do you share that guidance with actually, your clients?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if every one of your clients, the tens of thousands of loan officers that work for how many clients you have? The 32?
84 right now.
84. Okay, so 84 clients. They might not be watching this. How do you share that with them? Like, what is actually, the tools that you do to inspire actually, them to say the right thing? Because those alerts, if they're not handled properly, are just going to be wasted.
So first of all, again, it's great that Paul is on here and he can actually help give you some messages. We're huge believers in continuing education and training. Okay. So we have one of the greatest people in the world on our team. His name is Pablo. He is a John Maxwell certified trainer. He's got 9 years in the mortgage industry. Then he became a John Maxwell certified trainer. He is amazing. The way he positions training, he designs it to stick, and he's just amazing at delivering the training to everyone. Number one. Number two, every single person in our organization is trained on every single product in our organization. So there isn't an engineer or a salesperson or customer success or our CFO that couldn't tell you about best practices and what to use. We feel like anyone in the organization should be plucked and say, hey, tell me how I can best utilize it. And everyone needs to be able to talk about it. So the way we support our clients is by having 30 plus people that know everything they need to know in case somebody's busy about something, right? Then the bigger aspect on the one-to-one is the customer success team, right? We constantly run trainings. We constantly run contests, right? One of the best ways to train is to force someone into a contest to be able to win something, and then they want to learn the rules how they can win it. Well, the way you can win it is you can take the most apps using Sales Boomerang alerts. How do I get these alerts? Well, here's how I get it. What do the alerts mean? Boom. When you give them something more, right, they're more engaged in learning about it because they feel like besides the loan they can close, they can also win something or be part of something bigger than themselves. So besides all the training and all of those things, we also have a ton of materials, lots of videos, lots of scripts, tons of scripts, right? Text message script, email scripts, voicemail scripts, everything that you need that when you get started, you have it under your fingertips.
So voicemail scripts. Give me an idea of, like, what's some of the, like, voicemail scripts that are really, really powerful. Give actually our viewers, like, some real meat that they can walk away from. So they now know what to say actually when they're calling borrowers. Even though the sky feels like it's falling right now, and but there's refi opportunities. But let's talk about voicemails. Like, what are some killer voicemail scripts that you see out there?
So there is a lot. It all depends on your approach as a human being. Do you like being direct? Do you like being friendly? Do you like being like a more of a supporting role? So, for instance, one of my favorite scripts comes from one of our clients that will call someone using our credit improvement notification. It tells you when your borrower goes from unqualified to qualified, or someone that goes from, hey, I did a loan for you at 642 FICO. Now you're at 700. I can offer you a brand new rate. One of my favorite things that she does is she'll call and she'll leave a message that says, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Borrower, right? I periodically check in on you and your situation so that if there's anything I can help you with, I can tell you about it first. And so I do this thing called a soft pull, right? And she doesn't actually manually do it. Our system, it's not even, but she puts herself in the driver's wheel saying that she is manually working on you and thinking about you when you're not even thinking about me. It's brilliant. She says,
it's awesome.
So I periodically check in on my customers, and today I did this thing called a soft pull that doesn't hurt your credit at all. It doesn't mess with anything on your credit report. And I found that your score went up by 68 points since the last time we spoke. And that puts you in a brand new category, which means you can get a lot better pricing or a lot better options or a lot lower rates or all these things. Please give me a call back if you have questions or if you're interested or if you'd like to hear the options. But she puts herself, it's so beautiful. She just puts herself in the driver's wheel. Technology is doing the work, but she's putting herself, like she did it manually. And she's a top producer at this organization, always in the President's Club. And she's always coming up with creative ways to do this. And it's awesome. Like, so that's one of my favorite voicemails that I hear. And she does it in person too. Like, if she gets you on the phone, she does the same thing. She says the exact same message, but she does it with them on personally. Now, I'll give everybody an interesting script real quick on the credit denied customers. Okay. Cause you said you wanted something so yeah, all of those customers. Yeah. Ooh, here we go. So you have to be a customer of Sales Boomerang to even hear this. Look, when somebody gets turned down, it is a very, anyone listening may have not been turned down for a loan in a very long time, but I'm telling you right now, it is a punch in the gut. You don't qualify for this. You can't buy this home. You can't refinance. Whatever you can't, sorry, you suck. Basically is what you're saying. You've not handled your life well. And that hurts. And so people get embarrassed, okay? They're hurt and they're embarrassed. And the lending industry has become really, really good at saying, good luck, fix your stuff, and call me back, right? So now I got to call this guy back to turn me down, right? It's like being turned down for a date. No, I'm calling you, right? So here's what we say. The script is this. Look, Mr. and Mrs. Borrower, unfortunately, we couldn't do a loan for you today, but guess what? This is the beginning of our relationship. This is where our journey begins. The moment your situation improves, it is my commitment, because I'm a no borrower left behind mortgage company. It is my commitment to be there for you when you're ready, and I will call you. You don't have to call me. That's the message. That script is so powerful. You instantly close the gap between I feel like a terrible human for not qualifying for this to I think I have a friend on my side now who said they will call me and will be there for me, right? That right there, take that to the bank.
That's great. That's fantastic. I love it. Now, listen, I think, so by the way, like, do you have any of your originators that walk around with that no borrower left behind? Because it seems like this is like a cult, like an obsession.
You haven't seen the post? I just recently reposted Catherine, and I'll show this right now here.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Catherine from Assurance, look at this. This was yesterday. She posted this. As Louisiana implements a stay-at-home order, I'm at work, working from home, supporting this T-shirt as inspiration to remember nothing will stop us. Assurance Financial, no borrower left behind, blah, blah, blah. This is, she's amazing. Her company's amazing. We love when people are sporting it. We have clients that literally print their own t-shirts, right? We own the trademark, but the one organization, the one group that we're allowing to use this is all the lenders. Like, this is for you. We can't, this is not us. This is for you. So we have clients that print t-shirts, mugs, stickers, and they'll hand them out to their clients, to their borrowers.
That's awesome, man. I really love it. And just going to get some more feedback from people in the room here. Being proactive makes a huge difference. People don't want to feel like a transaction. Yeah, listen, that's one of the things you've talked about that before.
Yes.
You know, about how people want to be recognized as an individual, not a loan number. And then let's just see.
But it's, and while you're reading through that, it's important when you talk about being transactional and why this industry hates being transactional, it's important to understand that you can't be the only person in your company not being transactional, because if everyone else is, then your voice disappears. It gets muted. So why we went enterprise, we started LO specific and we went enterprise because this message of no borrower left behind and to stop the transactional mindset has to be at the full company level. Everyone that comes in contact with anyone in the organization needs to feel like this person's got me as well as Andrew or Alex or whoever says these great messages. So it starts at the top, really.
Great. So I'm gonna share. I'm gonna read this out loud with you because what is a super recent example after COVID-19 shut down a successful piece of the insight that Sales Boomerang gave to so is there anything that's kind of come off of what you guys have been able to offer to your customers as a result of COVID-19? I think that's what Rich is trying to say.
I love this question. Makes me very, very happy. Makes me very happy. Listen. So and this is, I'm going to share this with you. Everyone listening, you're going to be the first ones to hear this live. We are working on a product release for the industry where you don't have to be our client to take advantage of it. You don't have to sign a long contract to use it. And it's going to give you insights into your database of who in your database is currently qualified, has equity, and can take cash, the just in case emergency funds that may be living in their house. We're going to help you identify that. It's cash out report and debt report, right? We're hoping that we'll get this done in the next week or two, where you don't have to sign a loan contract with us to get insight into your database. So the question to whoever asked that, here's the answer. Yes, the moment we realized what was happening, we realized which piece of information is more important. How do you rank which alerts are more valuable today than tomorrow? A listing alert today, probably not as valuable because it's probably going to sit there for a long time before anything happens. But if you find out you got a debt watch alert that says this person's home is worth $300,000, they have 30% equity in their home, they can take 80% of that, so they have, $60,000 available in cash, they have $16,000 in credit card debt, and they're a 675 FICO score. They got cash, they're qualified, they need you. If nothing else, it's worth a call. So to answer your question, this is how we are able to pivot quickly and say, look, all these alerts are great, but there's nothing more important than this one right here. Getting access to capital, to cash right now, to possibly have to survive over a long period of time, this is what you need. And so our focus has shifted to that. I don't know if that answers the question exactly, but that's what we've done quickly.
And by the way, I'm gonna drop a shameless plug for two of our advertisers who can help actually give quick access to that equity. So we have Spring EQ and TCF, both two lenders actually that will give mortgage originators quick access will give borrowers quick access to their equity. So and in many cases doing it actually in a contactless environment.
My son just brought me a Play-Doh ice cream. Okay, this is why.
Where's my ice cream? Where's my ice cream, kids? What's up?
You want the real one?
Yeah. Well, actually, not for nothing. My daughter made an amazing chocolate cake yesterday that I pretty much it was left out on the table. I feel bad. I think I had about half the cake yesterday. And Richard, who asked that question, thank you. Said good answer. So
yeah, great question. And yes, we have to. And I'd imagine that we have so many amazing technology companies in this industry right now, and I'm so proud to be a part of that big group that's doing great things. I think everyone is putting something out there that can help you right now, as compared to what the world looked like 11 days ago or 12 days ago, right? So, yeah, that's been our approach, is to find and rank what's the most important notification that your borrower wants to, because they just want to hear from you, right? And they want to hear from you because they trust that there's so much being said on TV and online and in emails and everywhere and on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. And as a consumer, I'm like, who do I believe? Well, I'm going to believe the guy that possibly did my loan last, or the one I spent a lot of time possibly preparing for my loan, that things fell through. And if he picks up the phone and calls me the lay of the land and tells me what the lay of the land is, hey, I feel a little bit more connected. Like, thank you. Like, I get it. I'm still afraid, but I'm more clear on the process now.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, beautiful. So listen, we've gone like a little over. I try to keep these around a half hour, but you know, I can listen to you talk all day, man. I just I love your energy. Your energy is so infectious. So listen, and if you're not connected with Alex already, please hunt him down. He's got some of the without a question, I would say probably some of the coolest LinkedIn posts out there. Just he's a guy like I mean, I don't think actually you were even doing, like a year ago, you weren't doing any kind of video. Like video is just like and then all of a sudden, actually, like out of nowhere, boom, like everywhere, and people that you exposed your personality started sharing more, and it's really been an inspiration. Like I think obviously to me, to a lot of other people, and just kudos for that, and
Thanks,
just
man.
love the great job that you guys are doing over there at Sales Boomerang, and just being a leader in the industry. So
Thanks,
thank you.
brother. Right back at you, man. You guys are doing great work, and you and I have had this conversation a lot, but you've transformed the company as well. So we're in similar trajectories there. So this is great. I appreciate this. I love that you're doing this. I love that you instantly stepped up to what's happening in the world and giving back in your own way. And I think it's great. And look, the message, I'm sure you're hearing it a lot, but honestly, this is a great time. This was presented to us and created for us without our option, but take this as an opportunity to connect with the people that are with you all day. Your kids, your wife, your friends, your family. Go within. Find time to just do nothing. I'm serious. Like all those times where you're like, I got to get busy. I'm too busy. Your drive time, your 30, 40, 50-minute drive to work, don't do anything. Play a video game on your phone. Watch your favorite movie. Sit down and do nothing. Listen to music. Put music in your ears, lay back on your bed and listen to something. Take this opportunity to just feel better about living right now. That's all.
Amazing message. I love it. All right, Alex, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Tomorrow, oh my goodness, tomorrow, Brian Covey, he's a top originator or top regional manager for Loan Depot. Amazing story to kind of hear actually how he's having lots of successes in this environment. To talk a little bit about how he's built up his team and some of the great things that he's having. So really excited. More great speakers coming up later this week. I've got Carl Markman's going to be joining us later this week. Shashank Shakar, who did over 600 loans with only 3 staff members in 2019. The guy is just a beast. By the way, he did, I hope I'm allowed to share this. He did already today, he did in the month of March, he did 100 applications.
Wow.
And is expecting to have, most of them closing. We know there's going to be issues, but it's phenomenal story. So lots of great people coming up, and that's about it. We get your co-worker there. So who we got here? What?
That's Azai. That's my oldest right here. He's the one that made me this ice cream that's falling apart right now.
So Azai, what flavors are those there?
What do we have here?
Blueberry, strawberry, lime, and chocolate.
I like it. That sounds good.
Yes. Yeah, Baskin Robbins, pay attention, okay?
Fantastic. All right.
Asai,
Asai,
Let me ask you a
so
question
much.
so you can tell everyone. See, we're live right now on Facebook. Are you liking the fact that I'm home every day?
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
oh,
Thank you.
that's it. That's it. Oh, that's great. Beautiful stuff, man. All right.
Cool.
We're in a great place. I'm ending this now on Facebook, so I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone. Stick around. I got something I want to talk to you about.
Wonderful.
It's something big that as an industry we can get involved in, and I think actually it'll really get behind and help our country. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
tomorrow.